up with all the latest sports news on Sports Drive. Right here
on 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Beautiful day, It's a beautiful day. Yes, a very good morning. You still upon us right here on your Let's Talk station, 95.1 Nigeria Info. Many thanks to Dorcas at Nuke Beja for the news. But then I got some for us, and something is taking us to top of the sport that is badminton. Yes, taking us to number one. Don't worry. I'm going to tell you about it. People's ears are standing. Number one, how? Don't worry. You will hear the gist in detail. World number one, that's in the SL3 category. That's where we, found ourselves in badminton. It's a very beautiful, interesting news this morning. But then that's what we have on badminton. And we also have a few updates from, tennis. Yes, we have a 1-2. Okay. We could just, some things going on, but we'll stick with what's going on in Melbourne, and we will look at some issues revolving around how players, it's like players returning even after one or two things have gone wrong in a Grand Slam. They get to the ATPs and then the WTAs, and then they start like winning again, and you wonder, how do they go round the clock like that? Maybe we'll find out together. I have some dailies with us here. We'll look through them. And again, there are stories, from last night in the UEFA Champions League where we had the playoffs. Yes, the playoffs started. The first legs at least happened yesterday. And next week we'll see the second, leg matches. Was it interesting? Yes. Was it dramatic? Yes. Very, very dramatic. And it just leaves me with the question of the day this morning. Do you think racism, will ever end in football, even in the world? Because the racism conversation is not just limited to football. Do you think we'll ever get to have a world where there is no racism? And do you also think that maybe the way Vinicius Jr. is handling it is the best way? Because some people are just for him and some people are against. They say he's not the only player that's been racially abused. So I'm like, okay, if he's not the only player that's been racially abused, does that make it right? Does it mean that, black players should just tolerate racism just because Vinicius is not the first player to have been racially abused? Welcome to Sports Drive this morning. Kachi is my name. Stay with me. If you're answering the question about racism ending in football, please run to the WhatsApp portal. We have very limited time. Go use 0809-9930137. That is our WhatsApp number, okay? 0809-9930137. I don't want, I'm dropping it now because I don't want when we're signing out, people are sending messages, send it immediately. Meanwhile, we are also live. Yes, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. Run over there. You match, voice with a face, and most importantly, you get to interact with other fans in the comment section. Most times after the show as well, the conversations always continues on social media. Okay, so you can get there and see what we are doing at Nigeria Info Abuja, Facebook and YouTube this morning. All right, so we start off quickly with the badminton story. It's an interesting stuff that's happening, and it's got the attention of everybody. The National Sports Commission, they are congratulating Nigeria's para badminton. Our para athletes are so very special. They always put us on the map. They make us be in the news for the right reasons, yes? So our para badminton star, Eniola Miriam Abolaji, the NSC is congratulating her for achieving the historic feat of becoming the world number one in the women's SL3 category. Okay, Bolaji climbed the summit of the global ranking with 63,950 points, displacing Indonesia's Akita Siakuro. Following her outstanding performance at the World Para Badminton Championships, where she reached the final and claimed a silver medal. So in doing so, she's also become the first African athlete to play in the final of the World Championships in Para Badminton. Is somebody clapping? Yes. Chairman of the NSC Shehu Diko described Bolaji's achievement as a defining moment for Nigeria and sports, and of course the DG. Bukola Olopade commended the Badminton Federation of Nigeria for its strategic development of the sport and dedication to athletes' welfare. And nobody, every other time, athletes' welfare is put first. If you don't hear ugly stories, most often than not, the athletes they just go all out to do well. The latest milestone adds to Bolaji's growing legacy. The 2024 Summer Paralympics, she made history as the first African athlete to win a medal in para badminton at either the Olympics or Paralympics, and securing a bronze medal in the women's singles SL3 events. So this morning is a shout out to Miriam Bolaji. We are all very excited for her, and we know she's a rising star, and we even know that much more, good news and beautiful stories are still going to come out from, what she's just started. Hitting the summit, my head is almost blowing. I'm so very happy for her. All we can do maybe one of the days, take a time out and have her, talk to us on the show. So that's our update from badminton this morning. If we move away from badminton, let's quickly let us know that we have a few stories in tennis, where players are beginning to return to the courts, away from everything that happened in Melbourne, Australia. Players like Emma Raducanu, players like a world number 2, that is Yannick Sinner. All of them, even Novak Djokovic, enjoyed a comfortable victory in the first match. Sinner, particularly, since after losing to Novak Djokovic in the Australian Open semi-finals, he claimed a straight set win over Czech Republic's Tomáš Mačák at the Qatar Open in Doha on Monday. So the Qatar Open is currently on, and the seeds, a lot of these seeds that we saw in Melbourne in Australia, they are in Qatar right now, playing. It's just amazing. The life of our sportsmen and women, provided you're still active, you might just be around the clock thing for so many years until you retire. That's why I feel relieved that most of these sports, by the time you're hitting 40, you're retiring, so that they can have a life. Because these people, it's almost like they don't have a life and round the clock stuff. So away from that update from tennis, let's get into some football conversations this morning, just because we have something on the table quite huge. Last night in the Champions League, we started off the league phase, the playoffs. I beg your pardon, the playoffs after the league phase. The league phase is a new format that's replaced the Champions League group stage. And what it has done to the UCL is that we now have, all the top sides struggling, finding it very difficult to qualify straight up into the round of 16. Last season, we saw that, Real Madrid, PSG, some of the big boys. This season, we are seeing that again with Real Madrid, but even defending champions, PSG, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus, all these these big shots, they're struggling to qualify for the round of 16 automatically. They're having to go through the playoffs. So last night, first of all, early kickoff 6:45 was Galatasaray versus Juventus, and what a game Galatasaray put out yesterday. Ended at 5-2 in favor of the Turkish giants. Amazing results over Juventus. And I'm just beginning to, if I thought they get to 3 next week, can they do anything? Can something even change in Italy for Juventus? It was a brilliant outing. A lot of people are interested in the goals. How did they go 5? Yes, they actually scored 3 goals. Galatasaray. It was 3-2 until Cabal now picked a second yellow that turned red. It was even a sad thing. 2 yellow cards in quick succession within 8 minutes, and he was sent off. And of course, Galatasaray made sure that the numerical advantage they now had counted. They made it count. It was just beautiful to see. Victor Osimhen had 2 assists last night. He didn't get a goal, but he scored. He provided 2 assists, and the pressing had him trending all over social media. He had a great game. And let's let you know that Benfica, and that will be our last. Let me leave that. Borussia Dortmund beat Atalanta by 2-0. That game kicked off 15 minutes later because of a traffic situation in the city of Dortmund. The teams could not get to the stadium as early as scheduled. Okay, so the match kicked off 15 minutes later, but eventually Borussia Dortmund ended as the winners last night with a 2-0 victory. It was good for them, And elsewhere, let's also let you know that Monaco and PSG, they've been looking all so shaky and inconsistent all season. They had to come from 2-goal down to beat Monaco 3-2 in Monaco yesterday. That game, Ousmane Dembele got injured in the first half. While they were 2-0 down, they missed a penalty. Vitinha, Ousmane Dembele got injured in the 27th minute, but then there's a Desire Doucouré who came off the bench. He got 2 goals. He got an assist, and of course Monaco even had a red card. Very reckless tackle from Golovin on the midfielder Vitinha. Yes, that tackle was reckless, completely reckless. Then we had the drama sat with us yesterday. There's a game between Benfica and Real Madrid. Remember, they won 1-0 away in Lisbon. And a brilliant R2. You know that R2 kind of goal? Brilliant R2 goal was scored by Vini Jr. But that was not what everybody was talking about. What was more like talking about how did Ernesto Valverde not get a red card? Then Vinicius Jr. racially assaulted yet again. Why does that keep happening? And then is he the only black player in the world? Why does he, keep going through all these racial flaws and abuse? Why is that happening? And that was what made me ask us the question this morning. Do you think racism will ever end in football? A player that's Prestiani. He's Argentine. Covered his mouth with his shirt and said something to Vini Jr. According to Vinicius, even Kylian Mbappe also testifying, he said the player Prestiani called Vinicius Jr. a monkey. Why did that happen? Vini scored that screamer and went to celebrate by dancing in the corner flag. Even that dancing in the corner flag earned him a yellow, and I'm still wondering why though. Players dance every other time when they score a goal. When did dancing become a problem? They said maybe he was provoking the fans, or maybe that was how the referee interpreted it. But he got a yellow just when the game was about to restart. Prestiani said something, and according to Vini, according to Mbappe, they said he called him a monkey. Vini refused to play for almost 10 minutes. Jose Mourinho even intervened, but then eventually, the game got back underway, and it ended just 1-0 in Lisbon. Jose Mourinho got a red card as well. Why? A player was fouled. It was Vinicius that actually fouled the player, and Mourinho was protesting. Vini was supposed to get a second. Why is he not getting a second yellow? In that drama of why is he not getting a second yellow, Jose Mourinho used the F word. I ran commentary, I saw it here yesterday. Jose used the F word, and he got a yellow and then a second yellow, so he got red. The implication is, in Madrid next week, we wouldn't see Jose Mourinho, at least not in the technical area. Even if he travels with his squad, he will stay somewhere far. You know how coaches stay far behind when they are serving a red card ban? But he can travel to Madrid, but he will not stay in the technical career. So that's all that happened last night in the Champions League, a playoff first round of matches. Tonight, we have games. Oh, yes, there is Karabag taking on Newcastle United at 6:45 by 9 p.m. Bodo Glimt versus Inter Milan. Same time, Club Brugge Atletico Club de Madrid. Same time, Olympiacos Piraeus will be hosting Bayer Leverkusen. Are you on Facebook this morning? We are live at Nigeria Info Abuja. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Sports Blueprints. Blueprints newspaper is serving us Sports Blueprint at the back page. And then the story here is WAFCON Super Falcons that test might against Cameroon in Yaoundé. That's part of their preparation for this year's WAFCON. Cup holders will face off with Cameroon in 2 friendly matches in Yaoundé within FIFA Women's International windows from 24th, from 24th to 7th of March. That's a FIFA window for the ladies. So the girls will play Cameroon twice. Okay. And Eric Shell eyes diaspora Nigerians to beef up Super Eagles. I hear that Coach Eric Shell has been moving around a lot though. And what's he trying to do? He's trying to even bring in more diaspora Nigerians into the Super Eagles. Some people don't like it, some people do. Vanguard newspaper this morning, back page, they have Vanguard Sports. Lukman Onyedika on war part as Club Brugge hosts Atletico. Of course, we know we have our midfield boy Onyedika is in Club Brugge, and Ademola Lukman just moved to Atletico this winter window. So we have interest in today's game. Another one. I was a victim of a racist insult at Napoli. This is coming in from Victor Osimhen. Vanguard newspaper this morning is hotting up another one. Morocco 2026 Super Falcons battle indomitable Lionesses in 2-legged friendlies. Okay, we already also saw this story in another daily. Do we have time to look at another daily? Interesting times this morning. I was treated like a dog. Osimhen opens up a Napoli exit. Okay, so this one is from New Telegraph newspaper, the back page, but then the story is somewhere on page 31. Victor didn't talk all the while, but now looks like he wants to say something. Okay, another. Someone is Kachuka for somebody is asking. Hi, Kachuka. Good morning. Your question on racism. Racism cannot stop in sports, at least not for now, because some people have refused to grow up. Yes, Oludade Abiodun, and you're asking about whether we're doing badminton. Well, now you know. That's why we have the sports drive to bring you up to speed with other sports. Someone here says, yes, the UEFA has to do something about and against racism. And I love what Vinicius Junior and Madrid players did by, how he walked out on the pitch. Senegalese example, Elder Onifade. All right, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. But this is the size of our package for Sports Drive this morning. Football Frenzy by 7 p.m. Boom, jagalaka. We'll continue conversations on Facebook and YouTube. Kachuka for is my name. Good morning. Good morning.
This Ramadan, emotions ignite. Can rivals an influencer chooses